Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a chatty video with you guys. I'm going to answer or respond to your makeup assumptions about me and my collection. So this was sparked by some comments that I've received lately that were assuming things about my makeup collection, my routine, that I thought were interesting. I feel like I'm quite transparent with, showing you guys what is in my collection. I do videos where I show you what I've purchased. I do collection videos at the end of every year. So I had my whole collection video series up in December to kind of update you guys on what I have. What is that noise? I think the world is ending outside, but it's fine. Let's continue. I have been trying to minimize my makeup collection and also like my beauty collection, so including stuff like skincare, body care, hair care, all that stuff. I've been trying to minimize it for a few years now, but instead of taking the traditional road of just decluttering everything, I have focused on mindfully decluttering, so only getting rid of things I absolutely have no interest in using or just don't work for me or are simply shit products, and using up the stuff that I do have. Because I purchased most of it and I hate wasting stuff. So it's kind of, it's taught me a lot about my beauty consumption, essentially. And I've enjoyed the ride. It's been hard, but, and I mean, I still got a way to go, but I'm getting there. So I asked you guys on Instagram what your makeup or beauty assumptions were about me or my collection or whatever, all the things related to it. And you guys you made the assumptions, you made them. So let's get into it. I don't think I'll answer them all because there's quite a bit. I don't want this video to be an hour long, but we'll get into it. First assumption, you are a makeup hoarder. No, I would not agree with that. I think I went through a phase where I purchased way too much makeup, and it was more than any one person could possibly use, even if they were applying makeup every single day of their life. But also you spend the money on it, so you want to keep it, and it's all beautiful stuff and you're inspired to use it and all that jazz. So it builds up over time. But I don't think I hoard makeup. I try to use what I have. I try to only buy things that I'm pretty sure I'm going to really enjoy. Occasionally that just doesn't work out for me, and I will try my best to find a way to use it because I hate to waste things. But that doesn't always work out, and then I will declutter them. I declutter my collection all year long. I do a big one at the end of the year, and I have a declutter drawer that I am filling up throughout the year. So no, I wouldn't say I hoard makeup, and I would say I am still actively trying to minimize my collection so it is more manageable. I had quite a few questions along the lines of you don't wear as much makeup now that your skin has cleared up, or you don't use makeup that often these days. And I would say, look, I would say that the assumption about not wearing as much makeup because my skin has cleared up is spot on. Like, I don't really feel like I actually need it all that much these days. I prefer lower coverage foundations. I also have dry skin, so, wearing makeup doesn't really help that. When it comes to general use of makeup, I would definitely say if we look at how much makeup I wear these days compared to 5 years ago, I wear less, definitely. But if we look at how much makeup I wear these days compared to this time last year, or even like 6 months ago, I'm wearing more. The last couple of years have been funny. We've had lockdown after lockdown, and if I'm just at home, I don't really want to put on makeup. But then occasionally I do go through phases where I'm just at home. I literally sit in my PJs over the weekend and chill out, but I still put makeup on every day and play with stuff. So I really go through phases of it. I give my skin a break. I'm not really worried about, you know, getting acne again, but I think I actually appreciate my clear skin a lot more now that I have gone through a bad experience with my skin. Okay, this one made me chuckle because I can understand why people would think this. You prefer plants to makeup. You know what? I would actually say that they are equally on par with how much work they take to manage in my life at this stage. My plants require daily care, daily checking, you know, keeping shit under control, and my makeup collection requires daily assessing and trying to work on it to minimize it. So, oh, here comes a dog. Hiya! Oh no, jump on me. So yeah, I would say they are both a lot of work, but I don't prefer one to the other. They both bring different things to my life. Plants make me feel calm and happy, and makeup makes me feel inspired. So, and sometimes fresh and pretty. So, you know, I think they both have a place in my life, and I love them both equally, but for different things. You don't like colorful eyeshadow. I would say this is not necessarily true, but at the moment, I'm just not really all that inspired to wear colourful eyeshadow. I have done a few colourful looks lately, but I do really just prefer this sort of, you know, easier to wear, easier and quicker to apply nude type of makeup. You know, today I'm wearing one of the Colourpop quads, and I like it because these colors are similar to my actual coloring, which means it doesn't take a long time to blend and pair colors together and make sure you're getting good color balance, and you know, you don't have any patchiness or anything like that. So when you're playing with colorful eyeshadow, that's a thing you have to be aware of. Otherwise, the look doesn't look put together. But when you're using nude shadows, you know, for me, it's like brown tones, caramel tones, some pinky tones are fine, champagne, stuff like that. They almost naturally blend with my actual skin tone. So it takes away a level of precision, concentration, and also, you know, time sink into making the look put really together. So I am vibing more nude colors on like a daily basis, but sometimes when I sit down for a video, I will whip out something and do like a smoky eye, or, you know, a bit more of a colorful eye. I'm really vibing colors of my hair at the moment. I'm loving pinks, like brighter corally pinks, oranges, purples, red. You guys know red has been like, it's been my fan favorite for pretty much all of my makeup life. So these are the colors that I typically gravitate to. I will say, with my hair being these sort of colors at the moment, oh, and if you're thinking my hair is looking different, it is. It's in its transition day, so I go and have it colored this afternoon. But when I'm wearing, you know, reds and oranges and pinks and purples, they actually blend in really well with my hair, so they look more like they're meant to be there, so it doesn't look as colorful as it would if I just had my normal brown hair, or if I was rocking blonde hair or something like that. So I would say you are right to a degree. I am preferring nudes for the simplicity of it. I do still wear color, but I'm still not into blues and greens. So there you go. Okay, this one really hit the nail on the head. You feel overwhelmed by your collection because you can't give everything the attention it deserves. That's exactly right. And that is what sort of sparked my journey over the last, 3 years of trying to minimize my collection. I had too much, and you can't use it all, and it's it's sad. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of product. Things are going bad. Like, it just, yeah, it doesn't feel good to me, and I don't really want that to be my life. You know, I was I was a working makeup artist. I used to do weddings and stuff. So I didn't have an issue buying new makeup because it got used. I would, you know, on a weekend, I could do 20 people's makeup. So my stuff was getting used a lot, and I would have like a few things that were just my core products. So buying new products, it was fine. Then I started a YouTube channel, and it was so easy to justify buying new makeup because you would review it and stuff. But that over the years, that builds up, and I've never been one of those people who, like, I never ever use something and then return it to a store. I've only ever returned one item to a makeup store after I purchased it, because when I opened it, one of the eyeshadow pans in the palette had like fallen out. So I took it back to the store and I exchanged it. So I don't use makeup and return it. I don't typically, I give makeup to my friends because I, you know, used makeup, I can sanitize it and pass it on to them. But even with my friends, it gets to a point where they're like, no, I really don't need more makeup. I have like a lot of makeup. And I'm like, you have no makeup compared to what I have. Please take more of my makeup because I can't use it all. And over the years, I've just gone, that's not, like, it's not sustainable. And I just don't think, it's not how I want to live my makeup life, essentially. So I have been working on that, making the collection smaller and buying less. Nikki asked another question, which touches on something I just mentioned. You don't miss being a working makeup artist. And no, I don't. There are aspects of it that were really, really special. You know, like, I got to witness some moments in people's lives that nobody else got to see. Like, a lot of father seeing the bride for the first time moments. A lot of, like, very special mother and daughter moments, stuff like that. So those sort of things are really, it's just special, and I love it, and it warms my heart. So there are aspects of that, like being a working makeup artist, that are amazing. But my God, the hours are rubbish. Like, getting up at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. every Saturday and Sunday, working a lot of public holidays, like, it's rough. It's rough work. And also, you know, doing weddings, I'm sure you can all imagine there are, you know, very stressful moments as well. I will say, you know, the term bridezilla, I never had a bridezilla, but bridesmaidzilla. That's a thing. That's a legitimate thing, and nobody talks about it, and I think we need to bring awareness to it, because some of those girls are savage. This one was interesting too. You love nude lipsticks but can't resist buying reds even if you don't wear them often. This is something where I go through phases. Now, I haven't been buying lipsticks much. I'm trying to think, when was the last time I bought a lipstick? I don't know. It probably wasn't really that long ago, but I can't think of it. I would say I've gotten a lot better with picking my color choices of lipsticks. However, I go through phases. Like right now, I'm actually really vibing electric pinks and super, super bright oranges and corals. I mean, my hair I think it's pretty obvious, you know. I'm obsessed with these colors at the moment. And I am also enjoying more interesting reds, like orangey reds, really, really like vampy reds, stuff like that. Problem is, I'm not going to go out and buy any because I have a boatload of lipsticks, and, you know, I feel like I've got my purchasing pretty much under control. Unless it's super, super special, limited edition, I'm pretty sure it's going to sell out. Like, I'm not really buying stuff unless it's like a tiny little thing and I know I'll be able to finish it up. So I'm really vibing these colorful lipsticks at the moment, but I pretty much decluttered all of mine. and left myself with just nudes. And that was because in the lead up to doing these declutters, all I felt like wearing were nudes. So I do go through these phases of what I like to wear. And I think if you're a makeup lover, you understand that. You know what it's like to go through phases of just vibing a thing. So yeah, I own mostly nude lipsticks. I do wear them, but I'm vibing the colourful lipsticks at the moment. However, I'm not buying them. Your go-to makeup is really simple. Foundation, concealer, highlighter, eyeliner, mascara, lip gloss. Throw in some bronzer and you're pretty much right on point there. Yes. Sometimes I will skip the eyeliner as well and just do mascara and like a demi lash, so like a half lash or something. Because I'm struggling with my lashes at the moment. They're not my best friend. But yeah, my day-to-day makeup is simple. And sometimes I'm just doing a clear brow gel and a mascara and lip balm and I'm out of the house and I feel fine. I feel great. My skin has been really good lately. So yes, you are correct. That is a correct assumption about me. Oh, I liked this one. You've got enough products like skincare to last you 2 to 3 years without new purchases. This is correct in some areas of my collection. And in other areas, I think once I get through this year, next year, I will be free to buy new things, to try new stuff out. So that's really exciting. I totally plan to continue decluttering this year mindfully. And there are some areas in my stash where the items that I currently have that are unopened or what I'm using inside, I enjoy them and I want to finish them up. But once I finish them, I don't have any products and I probably have, enough to get me through the next 12 months or the rest of this year. And it looks like next year I will be able to start buying some things. So that's exciting. I don't plan on buying excessive amounts of things, but I really look forward to buying some new stuff and trying some new items. There are a few questions in this particular section that I'm in that flow quite well with each other. So I think we'll do those. One is you love makeup and skincare and want to try a lot of it. Yes, I love trying new products. I love it. It is so fun. I love exploring new brands, new formulas, like new color stories, all that jazz. This is what I love about makeup. The industry is constantly flowing. There's always something new to try. However, if you get caught up in that, trying something new constantly, it can easily spiral out of control, which is what I went through. And I want to maintain a small collection that is manageable, usable, not excessive and causing ridiculous amounts of waste, but still go forward and be able to try new things a few times a year. The joy of trying new makeup is what got me into this mess, but the desire to continue trying new makeup is what is going to get me out of this mess, essentially. So yes, you are absolutely correct. Another one is you get more satisfaction out of the act of buying makeup than actually using it. No, definitely not. Look, maybe once upon a time, I love makeup shopping, don't get me wrong. And once upon a time, it was like peak joy to go makeup shopping with my friends. And I would totally do it again. I've planned something with Kat and Madeline for later in the month. So it's not like I don't go makeup shopping. And it's not that I don't enjoy it, but I much more enjoy actually using the makeup because that's where I get to be. I get to do my love thing with the makeup. Putting it on my face is what really brings me joy. And I find these days when I go into a makeup shop, nothing looks super exciting to me because I have been neck deep in this industry for many, many years, 10 years now, and I have seen a lot. And you know, things, it just recycles. A lot of what we're seeing that some people might feel is fresh and new at the moment and trending, I've seen it. Like, I already lived through the trend, and a lot of it I don't want to live through again. You know, for me it's like, it's done, it's old, it's boring, and it's had its day. But for other people, it's exciting and inspiring. So a lot of the time when I go into makeup stores, all I'm seeing is stuff that has literally been out for years and is part of like brands' core collections, or the new stuff I'm seeing, I'm like, yeah, that's really not that intriguing, and I'm not really inspired by it. So it's very exciting when I find something that excites me and I enjoy that. But I would say that to a degree, you are right. I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it more than actually using the makeup. Next assumption is you have $5,000 worth of makeup. Okay, so I really like this question. So thank you, Meg, for asking. And I am going to say that I expected more people to assume what my collection was valued at. But Meg was the only one that went there. Now, I think Meg is probably, like, it's accurate, but potentially she's lowballed the number. If we are only talking about makeup, I would say yes, probably a bit more than 5,000. And also keeping in mind, like, I don't buy it all. Some of it I get in PR, which is a blessing in itself. If we are going to also consider things like makeup brushes and tools and skincare and stuff, then a lot more, I imagine. I couldn't and I wouldn't sit down and try to work out the retail value of my collection, because I do my inventory once a year and I already know how long that takes me, and I can't, I won't do it to myself. Okay, this wasn't really an assumption, it was a bit more of a question, but I don't think anyone else has asked something like this, so I'll touch on it. I don't quite understand the frequency in which you do your makeup or how long it takes you. So the frequency of how often I do it, I would say, like in January, I did my makeup on average probably twice a week. It was my off month. I have been spending a lot of time outdoors. It is summer and I don't want to wear makeup because it melts. During my normal times of the year, I would say I apply makeup about 4, maybe 5 times a week. It depends what I'm doing and where I'm going. In December, I applied makeup almost every day because I am working a lot. I am filming a lot. And that is the same for usually October to November is when things really like ramp up for me. They peak in December, and then in January I just let it drop off completely. And then, you know, throughout the year it's pretty steady. So yeah, I'm not an everyday makeup person, but there are times when I wear makeup. Sometimes I will wear makeup every day for 2 weeks and then I'll have a week off or whatever. It really just depends on my schedule, and my schedule isn't always reliable. It's a bit all over the place sometimes. So it depends. But I would say on average throughout a year, I do my makeup 3 to 4 times a week. This one's interesting, and I can see why you might assume this. You don't like to wear cool toned eyeshadows. I would say no, not totally correct. If you had said you don't like to wear cool toned eyeshadows at the moment, I would say that's spot on. I do really like cool toned eyeshadows. I love greyish anything. Make any color a little bit grey. Mwah, love it. But at the moment I am really vibing the warmer tones. It's summer. My hair is quite warm. So, you know, that's sort of just what I gravitate to at the moment. But I do love cool toned eyeshadows as well. If you're talking about like blues and stuff, no, I don't. They just don't work well with my coloring. But if you're talking about like mauves and like cool toned beiges and stuff like that, then yes. Yes, I do very much. Oh, this one. I like this one. Good value for money. You like a bargain, but don't feel like you have to exclusively buy high end. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love a bargain. I love going to the Estee Lauder corporate store and finding new things on sale or old favorites at a good price. I love, you know, Sephora sales, Mecca sales if I see them. But I find that the makeup sales in Australia, they're not that great. They're just not. There have been some in the past that were great. I remember getting Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes at 50% off Sephora Australia. Like, that was a banging deal. But yeah, I feel like makeup sales in Australia really aren't the bee's knees here. But I do love a good bargain. And I don't exclusively buy high end. I buy what intrigues me, what interests me. Some of that is definitely high end, some is mid-range, and some is drugstore. So yeah, I think you're right. Oh, this one's good and so right. You are, listen, I'm just going to say it right now. Absolutely 100% you are right. I never use my glitter. Oh God, it's so bad. Many of you will have seen I have quite a selection of glitter. A lot of it was sent in PR. And I rarely use it. Like maybe once or twice a year I reach for like my loose glitters. Usually if I'm going for sparkle, I default to my easier sparkle options. I've got some MAC shadows that are really sparkly. And that's just kind of where I go because it's easy to get on quickly. But yeah, you're right. I rarely, if ever, use my glitter collection, and I probably shouldn't keep them, but also I love them. And when you need a glitter, you need a glitter. You know what I'm saying? And I've got a really good color range back there, so I don't think I'll ever get rid of them. Ever. Okay, this one, I read it and I'm like, oh, I feel attacked, but it's so true, and it's not meant in an attacking way. It says 90% of my collection is mid to high end. Yeah, to be honest, it probably is. And you know, I just sat here and said I will buy high end, mid range drugstore, and I do. But I would say that the majority of what I own is fairly like mid to high end. In Australia, drugstore makeup is very expensive, right? So you can go and buy a mascara for like $25 from fucking Maybelline. But then you can go to Mecca or Sephora and get a mid to high end mascara for sometimes the same price or $5 or $10 more expensive. So for me, buying drugstore makeup in Australia, I only ever buy it when it's on sale, because I just think it's way overpriced, and I'm more inclined to check out Sephora or Mecca or even Maya and David Jones. I would also say that drugstore makeup, I feel like they do a lot of trending makeup. And I had some people asking about like trends and rules and stuff like that, and I can kind of touch on that here. I don't really follow trends, and I do follow makeup rules, like if we're talking about application rules and stuff, because you know that's how you make makeup look good on your face. But also I don't mind tweaking the rules and, you know, sort of going my own way with it. So with drugstore stuff, you know, I'm not interested in their new matte lip collection that looks like the same matte lip collection that they brought out 6 months ago and a year and a half ago and then 2 years and 3 years ago. Like, I'm just not interested. And I don't care about their 6 new pink blushes. I definitely don't want to buy their shitty eyeshadow quality like eyeshadow palettes that have bad quality. So yeah, you know, I don't find a lot from drugstore brands that interests me. In saying that, you know, brands like Wet n Wild do these amazing fun collections that I feel like they put a lot of work into, and they have some really good quality products. But it's actually like that sort of stuff from Wet n Wild, it doesn't come to Australia. Or it does, you have to shop it online, so you can't go in store and like check it out. So yeah, I think you're right. I do predominantly buy mid to high end. I feel attacked, but it's true. It is what it is. Okay, this one's interesting. And okay, I've had a few people ask, I've noticed while I've been going through this, what were the assumptions that sparked me asking this question on Instagram? None of them were really bad. They were just, you know, things about my routine and stuff like that. And they've popped up here and there throughout the, you know, start of this year. And then I got one that was about money and, you know, how much I spend and stuff like that. It was a little bit savage. I'm not going to call that person out on it. They didn't sign up to this, but someone has asked a question that sort of relates to it. So we'll answer this one. The assumption is, I assume that you have unlimited income or deep debt due to your collection. Neither is true. I don't have unlimited income, but I am really good at budgeting and pretty good at saving, and I have zero debt. I don't do debt, especially not for shit like makeup. So I have talked about this in a video once before, but I'm sure many of you don't know this. I budget really well. I keep a spreadsheet. I put away money like every single time I get paid for different things, and that includes makeup. So I have like a category where I put away money to buy makeup, and it's like a monthly allowance. Now these days I rarely spend the monthly allowance, so it just builds up over time, and then I will sometimes use that money to buy expensive makeup or just buy makeup. Or I will use that money to buy something else. So when I feel like buying a makeup item, I always have money allocated for that. So I don't really have to think about it. I'm just like, does this purchase inspire me? Am I excited about this product? Yes. Okay, buy it. So no, I don't have credit cards. No debt. And I don't make a lot of money. My income has even like diminished drastically since we stopped doing beauty news. So I'm budgeting even harder these days. I'm okay at managing my money. I've been doing it for a few years now, and I just, you know, I don't overspend essentially. Oh, this one's obvious. You own way too many eyeshadow palettes and barely use them. It's so true. Absolutely, 100%. And I'm still working on that collection. I do feel like it's getting more manageable. I have, what do I have now? I think I have 3 drawers. So I have one drawer with my really small palettes, another drawer with my sort of like standard size palettes that you would consider like, you know, Urban Decay, Too Faced, not Natasha Denona, Anastasia, Beverly Hills type size palettes. And then I have another drawer that holds my bigger palettes, so things like my Natasha Denona sized chunkies. So yes, I still think I have too many. I will probably always have too many, to be fair, but I would like to minimize it some more. Over the years, it has shrunk significantly, and I'm really happy with that. And whenever I get rid of stuff, I get rid of stuff because I just know, like, you know, I'm not going to use it, and our relationship is done, essentially, and then I keep the things that I am still inspired to use. So, yeah. I have too many still. Okay, this is a cute question, and I can't help talking about my dog, I'm sorry. Not an assumption, but I'm curious how many products you've lost to Freya. No makeup products, I don't think. my beauty advent calendar, she chewed the corner of it while it was still in its postal box, and she pulled out, there was like a tiny little makeup sample in there, and she did chew that. She was fine, don't worry. She was okay. I don't care about the makeup sample, but you know, when I found it, I was like, oh my god, what the hell was, like, I don't know what's in that. That could not be good for you. But she was fine. Mostly she goes for my sponges, my makeup sponges, and my natural hair brushes. If I'm not careful with them, yep, she will go for them. She hasn't destroyed any yet, but I have to be very careful. Okay, this one is dead right. You will never get a bob because you like your hair long and colourful. Yes, I do. I love having long hair. I actually don't have my extensions in at the moment, so I can show you guys how long my natural hair is. It's been a while since I've updated that. It's pretty long. I really love having colourful hair. It is super fun. And I would say it's not that I would never have a bob. Like, I've had them in the past and I have considered cutting my hair, but also I don't feel like it's the right time for me to cut my hair. It's not, I'm not like, yeah, I really want to cut my hair and I'm excited and blah, blah, blah. I'm still loving what I'm doing. So I'm riding the wave while I still enjoy it. And I'm going to wrap up with some assumptions from Mel. She left a couple. I touched on the wearing a full face of makeup every day. She said, you have some Mouldy makeup in your collection. No, I don't. I'm sure you know, Mel. I go through my collection every year and I like declutter it. I even do like the sniff test with my lipsticks and stuff like that. So nothing Mouldy gets to stay in my collection. I don't think I've ever actually seen a like truly Mouldy piece of makeup, except when we did that episode of the makeup breakup with the Melt Cosmetics eyeshadows, and I don't even think it was mold. I think it just looked like it could have been mold. Like, we didn't test it, so you know, I don't want to make assumptions about that. But no Mouldy makeup in my collection. She also said you like to collect colourful palettes but don't wear them. I would say in the past I loved to collect them and I would wear them, and I have like held on to them over the years, but right now I don't really wear them. And the last one, and oh my god, I need to go because I have an appointment in like half an hour and I'm not really ready for it. This is a good one actually. You've disposed of your professional MUA kit. Yeah, pretty much. So all of the makeup, like, that's gone because it's been so many years. I still have my train case, and I still have my brushes, and I still have a lot of tools and stuff. Like, I've got my cape and all that jazz. So, you know, if there was an emergency and someone needed their makeup done, I could do it. I have the capability, but I don't have the color selection that I once did in terms of powders, foundations, concealers, and like color correctors and stuff like that. So if I'd be very, very limited to what sort of makeup I could do, essentially, which for me, that is not what a makeup artist is. So I don't consider myself a makeup artist, and I don't consider myself to have a working makeup artist kit. I could probably throw one together if I absolutely had to, though. So that was a fun question. I liked it, Mel. All right, guys, I really have to go. This went way longer than I thought it would, and I pretty much answered most of the questions. So I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave your comments down below. If you have more assumptions, I can try to answer them via, you know, the comments section. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.